Hello. All right. I wanted to show you guys a little trick that will make putting in recipes, your own recipes, into Strongr Fastr way quicker and easier. So, one of the things that has come up is people, especially those who have been working in that clean life, if you did the 12-week program with me, you can find these either you got a link to go to your meal plan or it was within your protocols. So check your protocols and practice better. And you should have that there. You should also be able to find, and if you don't, if you're complete on your plan, then you will have your full recipe collection that looks kind of similar to this. This one is crazy because it's mine. So you'll only have like 6 meal plans in here and then a bunch of recipes. We can always add more recipes to your collection, by the way. So at any time, if you're like, hey, I really want this type of meal, then we can add that in there. If you have your own recipes that you'd like us to pop in here for you to make it easier for you to track, we are happy to do that. So definitely just send it to us. You can either send it via chat, and we'll get that in there for you, the link or the copy of it, either way. All right, so let's go here. This is literally what I'm eating this week. Getting back on track after being out of town last week. I am the same as everyone else, not infallible. I ate whatever because I was on vacation and I wasn't in control of my food. It was all cooked by somebody else. Pretty clean though. It was pretty good. So, all right. So we're getting back on track. So let's go ahead and go to the meal plan. And here I let it self-generate. So when you go to generate a new plan, instead of selecting meals, if you just go straight to the bottom, it says generate, it will automatically pop in meals that will match your macros. Sometimes it's a little bit easier than trying to figure out your own stuff. And then from there, you can be like, oh, I know I don't want this or that or whatever. So I've already switched out my breakfast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to switch out the lunch. And what I'm doing is I'm going to match it to this meal plan here. Where this can come in handy, if you're eating off this meal plan and you're not deviating from it, you don't need to track. We know what you're eating. That's the nice thing about having a meal plan, is that it takes that step out. You do not need to put it into a tracker or anything. You just do what it says. So this can be very advantageous. And if you, I'll also give you guys the link to how to make your own meal plans here in that clean life in this view. From your collection, you take any of these plans and then you just make it your own. You just switch things around. It will pull from your recipe bank here. You can also filter and say like, let's look at all the breakfast options that I have. And from here, you can pick whichever breakfast you want. And let's say that I'm going to play around with this one. Let's say Friday. Let's take these ones out. So you can't fill a tile that already has something in it unless you're putting in a side dish. So we're going to take those ones out. Let's go back home. It's still filtered to breakfast. So let's say, oh, I want this one. So we're going to add this, and then you select breakfast, and then you pop it in there. So just play around with that. Go back home. Make sure you go back to the meal plan that you were working on. So I suggest you just pick one meal plan and just play with that one. The other ones I would just leave alone because otherwise you're going to get lost. So ask me how I know. So just pick one, play around with it, and kind of fill that stuff in there. And then you notice how you have blank. Remember those little games where you had to you can only move the square into an empty square and you had to make a picture. So that's kind of what this reminds me of. So that's a good way to kind of use that. So just play around in there. All right. So let's say that we are going to be traveling. Maybe we're going to be skipping some meals. So maybe we'll have some here and then some that are random. So that's where this can kind of come into play. So find replacement. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to my recipes, and this is going to be a new recipe. So we're going to select new recipe. I'm going to go back here, and this is the recipe that I'm going to pull in. So it's called pulled pork tacos. Pulled pork tacos. And we're just going to eat one serving because that's what I'm having. And then instead of searching each individual ingredient and taking so very long, what we're going to do, it's not here in my foods yet because I haven't entered it. So what we have to do is go say pulled pork tacos. It will not bring it up because it's not a thing. So go down here, say can't find what you're looking for, create new food. Yes, please. Pulled pork tacos. All right. And we're using the recipe here. So just go to nutrition and here's your nutritional information. So 558 calories. Oops. And they will tell you, hey, that doesn't make any sense. All right. And then my protein is 47. And I do want you to pop this down and put in the fat, carbs, fiber. Ignore this part right here because we don't have that information where it doesn't matter for the purposes of this. It will still track it accurately, so don't worry about that. Carbs, 41, and then fiber is 9 grams. I know I'm going fast, so pause this as you're like watch it once and then do it yourself, pausing it as you go through. Okay. So now here it is. It's right there. So we click on the carrot and then how many servings? It's going to be one serving. All right. Next. Instructions, you don't have to put in. This is a main dish, lunch, dinner. It doesn't really matter. I'm putting it for lunch. If you wanted to put a picture with it, sometimes it's actually easier to not put a picture with it when you're going to search for it because then it'll just show this little green picture. I know right now it's gray, but it'll be green in your recipes. But if you wanted to, if you like things to look pretty, I'm in Windows, so we use snipping tool. In Mac, it's different. Okay. And then I would just save this. I already have a bank of recipe pictures. So this is our pulled pork tacos. Make sure it's in JPEG, not PNG. All right, save that. And then you choose the file and you upload it. So I'm going to do that. Pulled pork tacos. There they are. Open. All right, now you have the pretty picture to go along with it. And boom. All right. So I wish, you notice how in database they've got a little search bar? They don't have that in my recipes. I will send them an email about that. All right, but here's my pulled pork tacos. Select, and there you go. And now it is pulled into everything. Do go in here, and we can take that off. You got to click it twice. And it's not going to be a goal because I haven't switched out all the rest of my, let's go here. I haven't switched out the rest of my recipes yet, so I still need to do that. So don't stress if it says that. And notice how I pulled that off and it pulled it off of all of them, which is really awesome. So that's just a really quick and easy way. And then, you know, like for these days, I'm going to be out of town. So what we're going to do is go off. Here we go. Off plan. And then I know that these are going to be off plan because I'm out of town. So this can be helpful if you know that you're not going to be, oh, that's cool. Okay, so if you know that you are going to be, confirm, you're going to be like out of town, this will be helpful in that when you go to your grocery list, it's not going to have all of those foods in there for you. Sometimes that can be the downside of that clean life. Although honestly, all you do is you just unselect those and leave those blank if you're going to be eating out and you know that you're not going to be cooking food at home. That way you don't cook too much food. Also, another good thing to do if you are going to go out of town, this is another pro tip, double cook your meals on the week before and then freeze them. That way, that weekend you're out of town, when you get back into town, all you got to do is pull your meals out of the freezer and that's it. and you're not having to do meal prep. Pro tip. All right. I hope this helps. I hope that you guys are able to use the tools to your advantage. You use whatever tools work for you. This is a reason why I give you so much, which I know is can be a little frustrating because you're like, so much. But I want you to go in here, play around with it, figure out what works for you. I want it to be easy for you. I want it to be intuitive for you. At first, it will not be. There's always a learning curve, and that's okay. But once you figure out what works best for you, if you like bouncing back and forth between that Clean Life and Strongr Fastr, great. If you only want to use that Clean Life, great. Again, the nice thing about this is once you set it all up, you just forget it. And then you could use, let's say that, you want to just use your meal plan that way, and then you're going to be out of town. You can use Strongr Fastr to at least keep track of your protein. Try and keep your protein up. Only track protein. I don't care about anything else. Because if you're hitting your protein goals and you're drinking enough water, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to severely overeat anything else. You'll probably be at maintenance, which is okay, especially when you're out of town. It's all right. Because life is, happens, or if you got a lot going on too, that can be a thing. So use your tools to your advantage. What we're really concerned about is getting enough protein, drinking plenty of water. We're talking at least half a gallon a day for most people, sometimes more, especially if you're doing fat loss phase. You want to drink more water to help flush out things that are coming out of the fat cells as we're getting rid of them. And then making sure you're getting enough fiber. So if you hit those things, the rest of it will really take care of itself. If you're really going strict on a calorie deficit, then definitely pay attention to your calories. But for most of us, the big goal is to make sure we're eating enough protein, getting stronger, getting healthier, boosting our metabolism. Those are the things that are really important long term. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. If you ever have anything else you want added to anything at all, I'm always here for you. My whole team is here for you. That's our goal, is to make this as easy and seamless for you as possible. All right, talk to you later.